Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the first of two videos we've got for you today.
But first, an important word from our sponsors.
Billy's been very nice. Susie's been very nice. Johnny's been very naughty. Terrible, terrible. Come in.
Santa,
Yes, Dobby.
Mrs. Claus said to give this to you.
Let's see. Dear Santa, I know we don't normally exchange gifts, but as I consider this a gift for the both of us, I thought it was all right. To put it delicately, you've been so concerned with Christmas prep that you're letting other things fall into disrepair. Your North Pole is so snowed over that I'd need a hell of a lot more than a red-nosed reindeer to find my way. P.S. Using this isn't a request. You will be trimming some of the jingle off your bells, or next year Christmas won't be the only thing that comes once a year. Love, Mrs. Claus.
Guys, don't let unwanted body hair get in the way of your good stuff. Go to manscaped.com/Angry Joe Show for 20% off and free shipping. It's time for a new look. Get Manscaped today.
Well, Santa definitely needs to take care of himself.
Yeah. It's hard. He's worked really, really hard in December.
Gotta find
but,
that
I mean,
North Pole,
it's,
baby.
It's cuddle weather. You got to make sure that you're taking care of downstairs. Right now, you can still go to manscaped.com, use our link, grab some boxers, grab a nose hair trimmer. It's not too late to get some amazing stocking stuffers with people in your life, or just an amazing trimmer for yourself. All right, in gaming news, OJ, Hogwarts Legacy is delayed. But
No.
only on Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and all of the old consoles.
one.
Old gen and switches.
Yeah, so this is something that is going to continue to happen until we just throw away these old consoles, right? Like these consoles existing is just going to
Little Mr. Moneybags over here not giving a shit
Oh,
about
he
the
found a
majority.
PS5.
yeah. I mean, it's been enough time. I played Cyberpunk on PS4, and it's like that game never should have come out on PS4 ever. And this is probably
Your ass should have never bought it on PS4, motherfucker.
We had a job
Come
to
on.
do. We did it for like literally for work. Yeah, you should. But so it's like this is one of those things that there are games that come out on Switch that don't run on Switch. Like people talk about Call of Duty is available on Switch and it doesn't fucking work. It's a slideshow.
Yeah.
And this is another one of those games that ideally I think that the developers would rather than not have to run it on that because it's a lot of extra work. So they just need a little extra time. So for PC and current gen consoles, February 10th as planned. And you have a long time to wait. Switch owners will have to wait until July 25th. And if you have a PS4 or Xbox One, April 4th. So not too much of a delay, but a huge delay for Switch owners.
I still got mine on PS5, so.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
too
I'm happy
bad.
that they're doing it because I don't want the next gen versions of the game to be delayed and held back by the old gen development and people. And so, from what I've seen from recent, they did some open world gameplay, open world flight gameplay where you're flying around on a broom. Looks good,
It
man.
does.
Looks like it's really recreating the world of Harry Potter in probably the most faithful way that we've ever had. So I'm very excited for the game, and I'm happy to know that at least the next-gen versions won't be held back by the last-gen versions, as we've seen in Cyberpunk. This is the right move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you get on, you got it on PlayStation, right? So you get all that
Yes.
extra content that only comes on PlayStation. So, yeah.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah, there's extra quests. And it's a really cool looking quest. They did a whole thing. It's like only on PlayStation. It's like, man, you fucking
Damn
dicks. I
it.
want to play on PC.
Mother.
All right. Well, we also got some Tomb Raider news. Amazon Games will be the publisher for Crystal Dynamics' next Tomb Raider game. They said it's going to be the biggest one that they've ever done. So
I like the Tomb Raider games. Crystal Dynamics does good ones. We rated them highly, and so Amazon Games is the new publisher instead of Square Enix. Because remember, Square Enix was like, "Yeah, you didn't sell enough. You didn't sell Call of Duty numbers with motherfucking Laura
It's
Croft. Get
different.
the fuck out of here." I was like,
don't understand
bro,
how
what
this
the hell were you
works.
expecting?" We're doing the best we can. So and they do make good games. So good.
The Amazon Games is, I guess, just as MMOs or attempt to do MMOs, right?
or canceled
So
projects.
now they're
and
gonna
stuff, yeah.
do. Now this
Yeah,
is
now
a
they got-
new stuff.
One sure thing under their belt because Crystal Dynamics we know makes good Tomb Raider games. So this will probably be their first sure thing, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so this is going to be the most expansive Tomb Raider to date, according to them, and the sequel is currently in early development. So, I mean,
I think it's positive. If Amazon wants to come in and drop a ton of money on
That's always
games
what
and
they're
game
gonna do, but
developers, I'm for it. But I do want, obviously, them to be good games.
Yeah.
So.
well, it's holiday season, and with holiday season comes holiday game sales. Epic Games always does the thing where they give away, games right before Christmas. They also have some massive holiday sales. Some stuff that worth noting is right now Horizon Chase Turbo is free, but Red Dead Redemption is $20. It's 67% off. Gotham Knights is 50% off already.
Already?
Already.
Wow.
So if you were on the,
Yeah,
so
that's predictable.
even there, it's like $30 for Gotham Knights.
There's your
maybe,
answer right there.
Maybe. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection is $35. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is $16. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition $17. Sifu's on sale for $28. That's a great one.
yeah.
And then Spider-Man Remastered is 25% off at $45. So lots of good sales. And so if you are a patient gamer and you want take your time and on some of the new ones, there's some good ones on this list that you could definitely pick up.
Yeah.
Also
Holiday sales. Good.
Well, speaking of Epic, Epic is going to have to pay $520 million to settle FTC charges on Fortnite. $500 million.
What?
They have to pay $275 million for violating children's privacy laws and $245 million for tricking users into making unwanted charges. And this is
Nice.
This is stuff that we've covered a long time for
They
at
got
least
slapped on the hand big time.
big time. And this is almost all Fortnite stuff where you would get stuck in a loading screen, but the game was still registering that you would hit buttons on your mouse or on a controller, and it would buy
Purchase.
stuff. And then their refund policy is no, fuck you. And if you try to get a refund, they would lock you out of your account. And so there's a lot of practices within Fortnite that they're getting clobbered on. And then for the other side is the children's privacy law is Fortnite is by default live chat. And it's like the default is on. And so kids would come in, they'd play, they immediately join in a game, and they get called something awful or bullied or any of those other things. And so the FTC's like, look, the COPA rules were simple. We told you what they were a long time ago. We told you by this date you had to do these things. And
Why didn't you do
and you
these
didn't do
things?
it. And
Here's a $500 million. Is it $500 million?
so $520 million is the total.
God, man, you remember? There's been so many stories where Activision will do something fucked up, and it's like, all right, give us $80 million.
Yeah.
It's like, what? And then don't fuck with kids is basically, and that's the best and system that we can have for delivering, cracking down on goddamn loot boxes is by going in we got to prevent kids from having them. You know what I mean? That's the only time politicians and restrictions are effective is protecting the kids. Because parents obviously want. I wonder if that has to do with Epic shutting down online services for several titles. I think it's unrelated, but it's just funny because basically Dance Central, Green Day Rock Band 1 through 3, Beatles Rock Band, and then pretty much any Unreal game that you can think of, Gold 2, 3, 4, 2004, Tournament 3, are all being shut down, no longer playable online.
Yeah, it's all the Unreal Engine 3 stuff. Some of the other stuff, like you still be able to play some of the Rock Band multiplayer for the newer ones, but yeah.
Sucks for people that are still hanging on to those older titles, but
some of those old shooters are gold.
Yeah,
They're so good.
The Unreal stuff, or you got all the instruments and you want to make sure that you have a full gamut of titles to play your instruments on. Not on Epic.
And so again, the FTC reiterated that Epic employees had pushed for the company to make voice and text chat opt-in features as early as 2017. They've been telling them for years, do this. And Epic, there's all this evidence of Epic going, no, we don't want to do it. And when they did finally put a button in there, they made it really hard to find. And so it's like, this is why they're getting slammed. It's like, yes, a lot of other companies have...
brazenly just completely ignoring it.
Yeah. Fortnite allowed children to purchase V-Bucks virtual currency without parental consent or card holder action until 2018. And so there was a long period of time where kids were just entering credit card numbers in, and
They make it so simple.
They have to. They have to. And so this is a long list of fines, and so I imagine Tim Sweeney's not real happy about this. He's like, well, what about Apple? What about all these other things? It's like, they're bad too. And then maybe they'll get fined, or maybe they won't. They got better lawyers than you.
Yeah.
All right. In Microsoft news, Microsoft may be introducing a cheaper ad-supported Game Pass tier. So something kind of like what Netflix is considering doing, where you have different tiers of Netflix that will have ads. So they put out a survey. And according to Windows Central, they were asking people, it's like, would you pay for Game Pass? But it's ad supported. Now they didn't say how they were going to ad support it, and they also said that maybe you still get to play all these Xbox titles, but you have to wait 6 months until after they've released. And so,
okay, if you're hard up for money, I don't think it's gonna be worth it because it's probably gonna be what, $2 to $3 less, and then you can't play the games until they're patched and ready to go.
And then you get all these amazing
But
ads.
the ads is what's got me wondering. Like, I'm in the middle of a fucking fight, and all of a sudden, boop, beep. You know, what
I think
are
they'll
they
make
advertising?
it so invasive, wouldn't
What
they?
would they advertise, Joe?
Snickers.
Joe needs you Snickers and
Gatorade.
Starburst. Oh, I was thinking penis enlargement and all these other spam and
It's like,
stuff.
it's a kid's game.
I know, but you just get spam. They're just gonna filter spam in there all the fucking time. So I mean, sounded like a good idea because they're trying to bring over television stuff and streaming stuff over to gaming, but I don't think it really applies. Now, if it's like play games a lot later and for a few dollars less a month, that makes more sense.
So they're major titles. So you'd still get to play all of the other ones. Like, I mean, there's some good ones on there. It's just like High on Life and some other games that are coming
You
out.
don't get the day one.
Yeah.
You get day
I think they said
90.
Even longer than that. They said 6 months. They said up to 6 months. But this is just, again, it was just a survey to test interest.
Okay.
But it tells they're trying to do it. Now, we don't have this year's numbers yet. We will probably actually get them in a couple weeks. But just to remind you, Game Pass has 25 million subscribers. Now, this was a service that Sony's like, no one wants this shit.
Dead, yeah.
And so it just keeps getting better and better. Those numbers are probably significantly beefed up with like some of the other offerings that they're doing. So
They're trying to figure out how many of those 25 million people they'd cannibalize, and they would get, 20 million, and then 5 million would be the lower service, and they're like, I don't like that. Versus 25 million, and then we just gained 7 million more people on the lower service. Then they would do it.
yeah. So
Not filling the ads.
No. Yeah, that's something that really bothers me because it's like, well, how are they going to do it? Like, do you have to watch an ad before you play a game, or is it you pause the game and next to there's a big old advertisement over there? Like some of the streaming services do that. You pause and you come back and there's big fucking advertisements. Just like, stop
Well,
it.
I would think. Well, let's determine right now what would be an acceptable one, and I think just brainstorming
Before you
it.
play the game.
There you go. Like Netflix and Freevee TV. when I
Freebie
watch-
takes you out. I hate that.
Yeah,
We're trying
I
to
hate
watch
it
it, then
too.
the commercial.
Yeah, for Judge Judy, me and my girl watching Judge Judy, and you get 5-6 ads before you play, and then after you play. Well, no, you would just shut your computer down. You're just like, I'm not listening to that. So yeah, all the ads would have to be right before you launch the game.
It never because you're watching a TV show and it's like ads in 30 seconds. It's like I'm in the middle of a boss fight. If you fucking pause my boss fight so I can watch a Snickers ad,
I will end you.
I will fucking cue you.
And then the most intrusive that we'd be willing to accept is when you pause it. The interface changes and moves up a little bit, so there's a small space for an ad. But other than that, like as far as in-game play, hell no, or simultaneously while you're playing, no, none of that shit. And it would have to be at least $5 cheaper, which is probably not going to be a thing, right? Maybe Game Pass is $20, and then this is now $10 cheaper. 10. Yeah, that's how I want it.
All right. John Carmack is leaving Meta. John Carmack is one of the co-founders of id. Been massive voice in the VR space, been really trying to get it to go forward. And leaving, he's got a lot of bad things to say about Meta.
Shocker.
Yeah, and so he's resigned from his position as an executive consultant for virtual reality with Meta. And he's saying he says I've got mixed feelings. It's he likes MetaQuest 2, but like the company's efficiencies is like we are not even half of what is acceptable for me to be working at this thing. They have almost unlimited amount of people and resources, but there's just people constantly like ruining everything. And even when he and his team recognize that something is, like poison to something, it takes him, what he said, years to get some like just like that's bad. We need to get rid of that. And they're like, oh, I don't know about that. So they drag their heels. So on his way out, lots of bad things to say about Meta, which is unfortunate because VR is one of those things that so many people are amazingly passionate about. But you've got companies like, I guess I would not even Facebook, Meta coming in and kind of ruining everything.
Yes.
So it's really, really difficult. We did get some news from HTC this week that they're going to try to compete. They're going to have some new hardware coming out to compete, but they also said, look, we're not stealing your personal information, so don't expect the price that Meta's able to give you. Like, we're not putting in advertisements, we're not farming, say, like going through all your cookies and all these other things. So expect our new HTC thing to be a little bit more expensive, but your privacy is important to us. So
Okay, yeah, because Facebook just increased it $100 for no reason last time.
oh yeah, well they wanted that. They're just trying to recoup more money because they're lighting stuff on fire with their little metaverse. You had some PSVR stuff too, right?
Yeah, I mean PSVR is coming up, and I'm not really caring about it too much. So they're putting out more stuff. It's like, hey, care about us. The PlayStation blog just posted that the PSVR 2 titles coming from various developers. They're adding 6 new ones. So what are they? Well, Fantavision 2020X. You remember Fantavision?
No.
That was on. Yeah, come on. Okay, well maybe you didn't have, like, what was it, a PlayStation 2 or something? It was the fireworks game where they like pretty fireworks. Well, that game is coming back in VR, PSVR 2. Altair Breaker. This is a multiplayer sword fighting action game. PSVR 2. That might be one of the better ones because you're wielding a sword and you're fighting like big robots and shit. That could be cool. Tale of Onogoro. This one is a co-op adventure. Interesting. Players are thrust into a unique parallel world. They join forces with a shrine maiden. Does that sound familiar? They're just using similar things. Well, and then, the monsters fly at your face and you hit them with weapons. And then there is Touch the Beat, Kizuna AI, which is basically just like waifu simulator, where it's got the girls
That's
with
gonna
the
be big
bouncy
hit.
boobies, her rhythm game with
Jiggle rhythm.
Yeah, that's what it is. If it's jiggling, then
The little,
it's going to be pretty popular.
Immense the jiggling.
anime girls. And then you've got Chronos Alternate. That is just a VR investigation game. Think of like Myth. That could be cool, but it's very bright and colorful and VR looking. Unrealistic.
You
Myth
want to
is-
play? You want to play? OJ never played any of those Riven, Mist, any of those other ones, right?
Yeah. The final one that was announced is X8, and that is a new multiplayer 5-on-5 tactical shooter coming for PSVR. So, if you're looking to get into PSVR, they are making a bunch of titles for it. At least the Japanese have stepped up with 6 new titles. The biggest news, though, for VR that just came out on December 15th was that remember when we were like, where the fuck is the Resident Evil VR mode?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell? Village came out and there was no VR mode when we've had it before. Well, they saved it all the way because they were just going to launch it with the PSVR 2.
Makes sense,
That's what it
yeah.
was. And as a consolation, it is free. Free DLC. So if you own Village on PS5, then you get the not only do you get the gold edition for free, but you get the VR mode for free. So you need to spend $550 on the fucking PSVR hardware in order to fucking play it. But
But
yeah,
you get a free game.
but you get a free game. So this
But
is
Lady
on-
D in VR.
Yeah, Lady D in VR utilizes the 4K HDR display, eye tracking, and utilizes 3D audio to make it more intense than ever. I don't think they're really going to add much to it other than it being in VR. They write in a press release, players can hold up their arms to guard against enemies that get too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Weapons feel tangibly
Don't close your eyes. We
more
know where your eyes are going to be
realistic
staring.
in VR mode, and new gameplay elements that dial up the immersion, such as dual wielding. Oh, well, you get dual wielding in
Two
this
hands.
one. And natural motion controls for reloading firearms and brandishing knives. Oh. I'm sure it'll be fun because, like, I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it. I don't want to spend $550, but whatever.
No thanks.
I mean, they want to use some of my existing headsets. That would be nice, but nope. VR2, Resident Evil VR2. Don't think it'll be on the VR1 though.
Can't handle it.
We had some shakeup at Activision Blizzard. So the president and COO, Daniel Allegra, is stepping down, and so. Exciting news for him. No longer going to be there, but now is the CEO of blockchain firm Yuga Labs, a developer of the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Isn't that
So-
like going down too?
Well, you're going from one shit show to the next, I guess. So
Cool. Shows you
Yeah.
where his priorities were.
yeah, so losing his president and chief operating. So this will be starting of next year. Going to be moving around. I don't know. I mean, well, we don't even know if these people are going to be sticking around if Microsoft is allowed to, make the concessions to the SEC and then acquire them anyway. But I just thought it was funny that she's like, I'm leaving and I'm going to work for the NFT Ape company. Can't wait. Riot has also filed.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Riot Games has filed motions to end deal with cryptocurrency firm FTX. And if you haven't been following any of this stuff, there was a whole lot of fraud and arrests in the Bahamas and money going missing. And so FTX is going bankrupt, and Riot had this long 7-year deal that FTX was supposed to pay them a bunch of money. Apparently FTX is behind on their payment, and it's supposed to increase every year, and now they're trying to sue to get out of this relationship. It's just like, look, we don't want you to advertise on us because you are poison right now. So everyone's kind of...
Well, it's fucking shame on them
market.
for even working and signing that deal in the first place. We could have told you that was.
They
a
thought it was
bad
the future.
idea.
It's the guys
Oh,
in
the
suits.
future.
The guys in suits.
No,
Don't
s-
understand.
Steam? No, I mean, what is it called? What's
Leak?
the leak? Yeah, no.
Yeah, they saw an advertiser with apparently deep pockets that were apparently printing money. And the problem is they were actually printing money, but it wasn't real money. It was monopoly money. And
Yeah,
and it
when,
was-
when Steam itself as a platform bans blockchain and all these things, you ought to know better that it's probably not a great idea.
and then one of the biggest things that happened this week is Amazon again is making major moves to hopefully not ruin more franchises. So Amazon Prime Video has ordered a God of War series.
I saw that Corey Barlog will executive produce. I think he's a very good, leader in that sense. And I wish him luck on executive producing a TV show. And hopefully he'll keep it very faithful to the video games. And yeah, if Amazon, hey man, good on Amazon. We've got another news story in our second video that Amazon is pouring some money into with an actor recently who's been screwed around with. So it's good. It seems like Amazon is like, all right, let's figure out what's popular right now, what are gamers enjoying, and then let's jump into that. Obviously, their gaming division with the recent Lara Croft announcement. And then we've got God of War, which is good. And then in the second video, they've got a big announcement.
Just worried about who's making it Amazon.
Yeah.
You got to have to have good directors.
I
You have
didn't
to
hear
have good
things
writers.
about a certain, what is it, Willow? Willow's Amazon?
No, Willow's Disney.
Disney, that's right.
I mean, the other ones at
Sure.
Amazon right now are Fallout and Mass Effect are the ones that are in production right now. And so, of course, we've got Last of Us at HBO. And then Twisted Metal will be on Peacock.
Ring of Power. Can't forget about
Well,
that.
yeah, but that's not video. But yeah, but of course, and no one you can never. I will never unsee Rings of Power, unfortunately. But so tons of stuff. Anytime there's going to be successful video games, you know that there's going to be tie-ins. So it's not just movies anymore, where you make a movie, it's successful, we make a shitty video game tie-in. Hopefully, they're putting more effort into it. But yeah, big news. Anything else that you guys had?
No, that's it. I'm hoping that the God of War will be, character driven, just like the other ones. Good writing. Maybe bring over some of the writers from the video games. You write for a video game, you can write for a TV show. So hopefully that's done justice, and we'll get into what else Amazon is into in the next video.
Yep.
All right, so click those links down below. Again, if you're looking for stocking stuffers, there's a tons of stuff on there, or there's some stuff to take care of yourself this holiday season as well.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in video 2. Bye, guys.